Hey there, it's Laura with another tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you some basic crochet stitches. Before you get started, remember to stretch your hands and make sure that you're seated in a comfortable position. Let's get started. So we're going to start by making a chain and then working stitches into the chain. I have some more detailed videos on how to make a chain, a slip knot, and a single crochet on my Crochet Basics playlist, so be sure to check them out if you need any more help. I'll be running through everything you need to know in this video. We start by getting the yarn on our hook. We do that by making a slip knot. This is the method I use. I go over the other methods in my slip knot video. So you're going to take your yarn and you're going to be creating an X on these two fingers here. So you hold the yarn, wrap around one way, and then wrap it around the other way to create an X, and then hold it there with this finger. To make the slip knot, with your hook, go underneath the first line of that X, and then grab a hold of that second line of the X, and you're going to go ahead and pull it through, and then that's going to create a little loop. Now you keep this loop on your hook, and then you're going to let go of your fingers and then pull tight towards your hook, and that should give you your slip knot. Now to hold your yarn while you work, you can wrap around your thumb and then your finger, and that'll help keep it tight. There's lots of different ways to hold your work, and I'm going to be creating a video on how to do that in the future. I use this tension ring to hold my working yarn, and it just makes it easier for me to show you guys what to do. But don't worry if you don't have one of these. It's time to start our chain. We're going to yarn over by just grabbing our yarn with our hook and twisting downward and pulling through that loop that's on our hook. So we're grabbing a hold of our yarn and twisting downward and pulling down and through that loop on our hook, and that is our very first chain that you just created. So let's make a couple more chains by just grabbing a hold of our yarn, pulling down, pulling through that loop. I'm going to make a couple more. You can add more or less chains, it's up to you. The number of beginning chains will determine the size of your swatch, your little practice project here. Since this is for practice, I don't want to use up too much yarn, so I'm going to keep the beginning chain short. I'm only going to do 11 chains to begin. Now we're going to be making our first stitch, which is a single crochet, and we're going to be working into the second chain from the hook. I'll show you what that means. So as you can see, this is the last stitch we made, and it's the one closest to the hook. So we're not going to be working into this first one here. We're going to be working into this second chain from that hook. So just go ahead and insert your hook into that second chain. And then you're going to grab a hold of that yarn there, yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop. You're just pulling that yarn through that chain, and that should leave you with 2 loops on your hook. Now grab your working yarn again. Your working yarn is the yarn that's attached to the ball. Grab your working yarn again, twist downward and pull through those 2 loops on your hook, which should give you your first single crochet. We're going to do that some more. We're going to keep working down our chain. So you're going to insert, yarn over, and then you've got your 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again, pull through those 2 loops. Okay, into the next stitch, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. Sometimes it helps whenever you hold on to your stitches so that they don't slip and slide. Then you yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. Now we're going to keep going until we reach the end of our chain. So it should look something like this. It's okay if it's a little wonky, if it's twisting and turning, it's all a part of the learning process. Just keep going or start over if you feel like you need to. And just rewatch this video from the beginning until you understand the concept of working into the chain and making those single crochets. Now that we've reached the end of our row, we are going to chain 1. Remember our chains? Going to just chain 1 this time, and that's going to help us turn our work and start working into these single crochets. So practice makes perfect. We're going to keep making more single crochets, and we're going to work them into these single crochets that we just made by working into the little V's at the top here. You can see that. You're going to be inserting your hook underneath those little V's, underneath the 2 lines, to keep creating your single crochets. And you can go back and forth like this, chaining 1 and working the single crochets as many times as you need to feel really comfortable with your single crochets. Now that's 2 rows of single crochets. You can go ahead and pause the video here until you feel comfortable with making the single crochet and you're ready to move on to learning your next stitch, which is the half double crochet. So when you're ready, you chain 1 and turn to start a new row. For the half double crochet, it's kind of like a single crochet, but you're going to yarn over before you put your hook into your stitch. So you yarn over, just put the yarn on the hook, you insert into the stitch that you're working in and pull up a loop. So now you should have 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over again and pull your hook through all 3 of those loops. Let's do that again. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. Now let's keep making some half double crochets. Keep trying the half double crochet until you feel confident and comfortable enough to learn our next stitch, which is the double crochet. So this time we're going to chain 2. So 1, 2. And turn our work. We start our double crochet by yarning over and going into our desired stitch, just as we would with the half double crochet. And then we yarn over and pull up a loop. Instead of yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops like we would with the half double crochet, we're going to yarn over and only pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. And then that should leave us with a remaining 2 loops on our hook. So we yarn over and we pull through those last 2 loops. Now you should just have the 1 loop on your hook and then your completed double crochet. So let's do that again. You yarn over, pop into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it on up. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. You're going to keep going until you feel comfortable making your double crochets. So when you're ready to learn your next stitch, this time you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to turn our work and learn the treble crochet. A treble crochet is similar to a double crochet in that we yarn over before we insert. Only instead of only yarning over once, we actually yarn over twice. So there should be 3 loops on your hook before you go into this stitch. So you're going to take all 3 of these loops on your hook and then put your hook into your stitch, and you're going to grab a hold of your yarn here and pull up a loop. So now you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook. So you're going to yarn over and pull through only 2 of those loops, kind of like you would a double crochet. Pull up and you should still have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to once again yarn over, pull through only 2 loops on your hook. So now you should just have the 2 loops, and then you yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops on your hook. And then that is your completed treble crochet. So you yarn over once, twice, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you're going to pull through 2 loops once, twice, 3 times to complete your treble. keep on practicing until you feel like you've got the treble crochet down. So this is your little swatch, and you can see the difference here in the height of the stitches. The single crochet is the shortest, and then you see the half double is a little bit bigger than that, and then you see the double and then the treble. You can make all kinds of things with these different heights and shapes. So great job! You know almost all of the basic crochet stitches. Nice work! I hope that this tutorial helped you learn and practice your stitches. If you need a more thorough tutorial on anything that I've shown here today, please subscribe my channel and check out my other videos where I show these stitches and more, all with slow motion. Thanks for watching. Remember to stretch and stay safe.